4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome to the Rideshare Zone, where every ride matters. And now, here is your host, Shawn, the Colorado Rideshare Guy.
Welcome into episode number 20 of the Rideshare Zone. And for those of you tuned in a little bit early, you got to see the shit show that was going on earlier. But the rest of you get a clean cut of this. So welcome in, everyone. Holy crap. I knew this was going to be a hot mess, but here we are. Hot mess and all that. That's right. Like Steve said, smack that like, y'all. So we got Steve in the house. We got Robert. Welcome in, brother. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. We got Bubba Sue. We got Awesome Amy. We got Twin Pines Studio. We got Traveler. We got Mr. DSN. And I think we got most of the everybody other than the lurkers covered right now. Thanks, you guys, for joining in. This is going to be, I can always tell these are going to be a hot mess, but they turn into some of the most fun episodes whenever stuff like this, when we have problems to begin with. So here we go. Do we have audio now? I think we do. My producer said we do, so the rest of you are just going to have to deal with it. If we don't have audio, you can lip read. Practice your lip reading skills. But anyway, episode number 20, guys. Holy crap. Next week, we're going to have Rideshare Rodeo Steve, as long as he's still agreeing with it, on as our first guest. And for the 21st episode, and that's really a special episode, and we'll talk about that on the 21st episode. But guys, this is crazy that we've made it this far, and that I've been willing to keep at least half dozen of you entertained. No, I appreciate everyone's support. You guys have been amazing. I never thought it would be anything like this. 20 is kind of an amazing number in itself, but 21 is the special number in the world of podcasting. And so we're going to have a whole lot of fun on that episode with Steve. We're going to interview him and find out what makes Steve Rideshare Rodeo tick. So please send me your freaking questions. I'm on Steve's Discord. I'm on Patreon. You can now message here on YouTube again. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on X. Guys, send me your questions. Let's get some good stuff out there for Steve. Come up with the most obscure thing in the world. You know, like, why does he change his shaving habits so often? Let's have some fun with this. And maybe he'll bring the magic 8-ball in to answer some of those questions that he doesn't want to answer. So anyway, guys, long intro, but let's get into this. I appreciate y'all. And of course, we're always going to our favorite topic. Now, I don't have any graphics or anything to go with this one, because it's also not real surprising, even though it's exactly what it is. Waymo, and there's a whole bunch of residents in California that are pissed off at Waymo. And this is in San Francisco. This is like their hub, their foundation, their mecca, their whatever the hell you want to call it. But they're screwing up. They're shitting in their nest, y'all. And this is stupid. So apparently, when Waymo can't get to their docking station, they are leasing parking garages. And we know well, some of you may not, but parking in San Francisco is like a premium. And to be able to have those parking spaces, it's as bad as New York. You know, people fight over them, people pass them on, they put them in their wills, silly, crazy stuff like that. So to have a parking spot is really, really difficult. So there's this place called Soma Grande, or Grand. It's probably Grand. Soma Grande. Since we're in the Bay Area, we're going to sound like tech bros. But anyway, so it's a condominium community, and they've been raising complaints about having to share their parking spots with Waymo. Well, the HOA leased out some of these parking spots to them. So there's this one lady, they're having problems. They're showing up late to work. I mean, these are people who actually have vehicles in San Francisco. San Francisco is a lot like when you're in the heart of San Francisco. Most people use public transportation. That's why it's such a popular thing for Waymo and Uber and Lyft and so many of them. And that's what, besides that's where their headquarters is. That's why they started out, because it's a lucrative opportunity for them. You almost can't have enough public transportation because the BART system is shit. If any of you ever taken it or tried it, that's the public transportation, the train, and this and that goes under the bay. Anyway, it sucks. It breaks down not quite as much as the DIA train, but it's certainly up there, and it's antiquated and old. So people are always looking for other means of transportation, particularly for short stuff. So Waymo decided that was where they were going to set their flag, and they're crapping in their nest. And so this has been going on for over a year, by the way. So there's this lady, Margarita. She says she went to work. She was late to work after spending 20 minutes trapped in the garage. You ready for this? I know y'all are going to be shocked that listen to this. Behind a cluster of Waymos, and one of which had apparently gotten confused in the garage. Wow, are we freaking shocked? You take it out of a very straight, no other variables element, and then the stupid Waymo gets confused. So the other ironic thing is, this is something we're all going to be surprised about. Waymo showed up for an HOA meeting in May of 2025, but they're still having freaking problems. So Waymo's solution to this, they put speed bumps in. Oh yeah, that's a great freaking solution. And they put extra charging stations in. Okay, well that's going to help. I don't know how many people in this community have, but it's going to help Waymo. So that sounds a little greedy, a little ridiculous. And then they paid for 2 months of parking for these people. Sorry you're aggrieved in this whole process, but we only give a shit about 2 months of your problem. Nothing else. All right, Bubba Sue. Waymo confused? Never. Exactly. I mean, that's what they spend anytime. It's just... I about made an inappropriate Gen X comment, but my filter actually worked for a minute, boys and girls. It may not work very much for tonight, so be warned. I mark this as not a kid-friendly podcast to begin with, so y'all be warned. If you're looking to have fun, we're going to do it tonight. But anyway, they put in freaking speed bumps. What the hell is that? So, and then another resident, unnamed, she says she got stuck behind 2 or 3 Waymos in the garage. And, oh, wait, one of them was confused and so was blocking everybody from being able to leave the freaking garage. She even identified the spatial complexity of autonomous systems still handle things inconsistently. Waymo, when are you going to get your shit together? You can't, because the technology is not there. This is what we talk about. These are the things that we regurgitate over and over, a different variable, different variation of it, one thing after another. I don't know what you're doing, Waymo, but here we are. So I don't know. We may have a technical difficulty here in a little bit, guys, because my computer says oh, there it is. Hold on, we just fixed it. I got a low battery warning, and I was like, crap, we're going to go offline. Welcome to the shit show, guys. We're going to have fun tonight. Let's just keep rolling with this. All right, let's go see what's going on in the chat. I'm sure there's plenty of comments about the regurgitated problems with Waymo. So Bob said, Robert, sorry, Robert. I'll do Bob for a second. I know that's like call me Scene. That's the worst thing you could do, man. Sorry about that. Anyway, so Bob made a Robert. What the hell's wrong with me, Robert? I apologize, bro. Made a comment about somebody's got to stop smoking them shrooms. I think it's the Waymo executives is what it is. Is that what you do with shrooms? I thought you put them in your mouth and chew them like tobacco or something. But anyway, welcome in, traveler. We already got you, I think. Yeah, see, Steve said who's smoking shrooms. All right, thank you. I'm not freaking crazy. I'm not part of that culture, but since I'm a rideshare driver, I'm pretty aware of that culture. She needs razors. Oh, that's going back to Steve. I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, it's not that bad, especially on camera for me. Let's see. Day parking down by the market and piers, $125 for 8 hours. Yeah, that's exactly it, Steve. Back to the point about where it's a premium. I remember and this was way back in the early to mid 90s when I was working. It was like $40 an hour. And this was back then. So I can't even imagine what it's like now. So Dan Guerrero, welcome in. So they're on the phone driving these Waymos. Heard one guy go off on someone. Yes, I've got that video, Dan. I got to put that in there, Daniel. So Daniel sent me a really good video. And we'll have to watch it a couple times because it's not super clear. But when you see it, you're like, what the hell? These are the people training these Waymos. But yeah, Daniel, thank you for reminding me of that. I'm going to put that into next week's episode. This week was kind of a mess. We'll see how we might be done in 15 minutes at this rate. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah, Daniel sent me a great video. You guys, you have good videos that you see. Amy sent me a video, or not a video, but a picture of the new little microbus, whatever the hell you want to call them, Waymos that are in the Pittsburgh area now. So those things are cruising around. And what's up with that blue color? Damn, I should have. I'll put that in next week's episode too. So moving on. So too many Bobs in the world. Edwards. All right, Robert. You're exactly right. But the Bobs weren't bad in Office Space. It really eliminated a whole lot of problems. So, that's where the Bobs are handy. Okay, no, they're idiots too, but that's pretty much what the real world is. So, what do we call your legislator? They approve them so they know how to use them. Yeah. We're going to talk about legislators here in a little bit, and y'all are going to be surprised. I'm actually going to be siding with good old Jennifer Wilford. So, Toyo, welcome in. I didn't see where that was, but everybody else saying hi to you. So, hey, what's up? And there you are down at the bottom there. So, anyway, that's what we got going on with Waymo. Anyone surprised? Raise your hand. I'm not. Okay. Michigan Trash and Dash. I'm going to pull this video. I'm going to pull this video up. And I want you to watch this and see what's your opinion on this. Because I have a pretty interesting. I don't know. I just can't. I can't believe this person went and did something. I should shut up and let you all make your own comment. If you haven't seen this, then
you see that flag?
Here you go.
Mm-mm.
And it's not going to. Hold on. Let me get some audio with it. This is the problem when I do crap on the fly, is because we have to add. This is as bad as StreamYard. Someday somebody is going to come up with a better option We're going to start this over. All right. Y'all see that? Did you see what that was? They ain't getting their DoorDash, all because of an Israeli flag. What the hell? I mean, really, people, come on. I don't care if you're I mean, I do care, but I don't. As far as all this is concerned, as far as my, my job as, all right. So anyway, apparently couldn't hear that sound because that's the way tonight's going. But this lady, you saw the video. This gal said, "Oh, I'm not going to deliver this order because of that flag. It was an Israeli flag on there." Okay, I don't care if you support Israel or not. I have mixed opinions of it. If anybody's curious about my opinion, that's the end of it. But when you have a job to do, you need to set your racial biases and all your other bullshit aside and just do your damn job. And if you can't do that, then go find another job that doesn't involve the public, because you're going to run into people of all kinds of different races, all kinds of different public opinions, all kinds of different this, all kinds of different that. Guess what? Their money still freaking spends the same, so do your damn job. That's my statement on this. Yeah, support who you want, pay me and let me be on my way. Damn right, Awesome Amy. That's exactly right. I don't care if, I had somebody that I know very, very well, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, do you transport transgender people?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit. Their money spends the same as anyone else's." And that's what it comes down to. It's just like voting. Vote with your pocketbooks. Deliver food with your what's in your pocketbook's best interest. Do rideshare with put your freaking political agendas aside when it comes to that. Now, if there's legislative matters that affect your pocketbook and affect your doing your job, then damn right, get involved, get engaged. I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. Put all that crap aside and frickin' do it. So I'm going to see if I can pull this. I'm going to put one more thing in here. So this chick, she got suspended from not suspended, deactivated from DoorDash, and freaking rightfully so in my mind. I don't care what your political opinion is of something. Just shut up. Now, if somebody gets in my car and is trying to tell me that I need to do something a particular way, or need to act a particular way, or give them special treatment because they're a non-binary fucking dinosaur, then screw you. Get out of my car. But otherwise, let's just have a cool conversation, or no conversation at all. I don't care. But stop the freaking nonsense, y'all. I'm tired of seeing crap on Reddit about, "Oh, I got deactivated because I had a driver report me because I was an entitled freaking blah blah blah," or I was driving too fast. People, act like a freaking human being. This is your work, okay? And if you can't do that, go find other work. That's all I got to say with that. So, all right, hold on. I'm going to see if I can pull up this. So this chick started a freaking GoFundMe because she's now, let's see if I can find the frickin'. Oh, woe is freaking me. I got deactivated because I was a dumbass and I help Caitlin stay safe. Because this chick's had freaking death threats and a whole bunch of other stuff done to her because she was a dumbass and decided she wanted to get into one of the biggest political controversies there are currently. Hell, even Trump today said that Israel needs to go freaking deal with, let Syria deal with Hamas. So even Trump is saying, hold on a second here. So even he's learning freaking boundaries. And as if all right, never mind. I'm getting completely derailed and getting political here, but come on. This chick's now started to fund me, and she's got $1,500 already. So if you want to go freaking donate to her GoFundMe, go be a dumbass. Get off of here and go donate to it. Go look her up. But she got mad because DoorDash found out about it and deactivated her. Good for you, DoorDash. You finally did something right. And now she's mad and said, oh, it was satire. Now, here's the one interesting thing about this, guys. And this is where some of you might go, okay, you went on this rant saying, and by the way, she dug her hand into a bag that said DoorDash, pulled out some fries and ate some fries and said, they ain't getting their order. Okay, so now she said she wasn't currently on a order. She said it was her order and blah, blah, blah. And it was just it was satire and this and that. Well, okay. You know what? If you're going to make satire and do stuff like that, accept the consequences. Or if you're going to make a political statement or not like a political side of something, then accept the consequences. It was just like, shouldn't even bring this up, but I'm going to anyway. It was like when I left Drivers Co-op Colorado, they were making some political decisions that I strongly disagreed with, and I said, F this, I am out. And particularly when you tell me that I'm wrong for expressing my First Amendment right, then I'm out. Okay, so I accepted the consequences of it, and I created my own consequences. I said, I'm not dealing with this crap. I'm not working in this environment. I am not going to represent this environment. That's what this chick should have done. If she can't handle that, then she needs to go do it. But don't go doing parody things and then expect there's not going to be any consequences with it. Play big kid games. You get big kid prizes. So she got her ass kicked to the curb, and I don't feel sorry for her. So, all right, let's see what the chat has going on with this. Guys, I warned you, this is going to be a little different. I'm a little fired up this morning. Jenny Wilford, explain, please. I will, Steve. Be patient. We'll get there, brother. I know you can't believe that I'm actually going to be siding with Jenny Wilford. That's the hook, man. You got to hang in there for it. Anyway, no, this is actually interesting. Diabetes says, awesome, Amy. We have audio. I don't know what audio. Oh, you had the audio? Oh, shit. Now, it goes back and forth. We have audio. We don't have audio. We have audio. I know you wouldn't have audio at the beginning. Anyway, support who you want. We already talked about that one. Steve says, I don't care what they do with the flag. They want to wave, but we all know it could be asking issues depending on where you live. I would not. Yeah, Steve wouldn't live in, and I'm going to say it, Steve wouldn't live in Iran with an American flag out front. Right, but we're in America. America, F yeah. Anyway, so that's part of the great thing about this country is the First Amendment right doesn't exclude the right to be stupid. And if somebody wants to put a flag out that I don't represent, the funny thing is about a flag, it's an object. It is a choice whether we decide, holy crap, I didn't know this was going to turn into a political podcast, but here we go. Look, a flag is an object. It is not. And yes, we can have an argument, and I'm not even getting into it. I'm just going to give you my position on it. It is my choice whether I get offended or not. If I have the emotional maturity to go, okay, that person is politically, culturally, whatever, closed-minded, biased, fine, so be it. That's a warning sign for me. It's not a, oh my God, I think they're the worst person in the world. Sometimes, that creates opportunities to change people from their opinions, but it's also not my job to go and convert them from whatever delusion or whatever I think they got going on with it. Bubba Sue summed it up perfectly. Be professional and do your damn job. She didn't say damn job. I interject. Be professional and do your job. Awesome Amy says, period. Bubba Sue looked it up, she saw that. Bubba Sue says, asking for $15K, she's smoking shrooms. Robert, we found one of the shroom smokers for you right there. That's her. So, what is Steve? Oh, is an app everyone. Tim? What, Steve? I don't know. Y'all look at the chat and figure that one out. I'm not sure what that is. I'm afraid to say the whole thing on here. Steve, you got to text me and tell me about that one, or we'll have to talk about it. But anyway, it wouldn't do a thing. Are you speaking from experience, Steve? That's all I want to know. All right. Traveler says, dumbass. I'm with you, brother. Steve says, don't point at you. I don't know what I'm pointing at you about, but I'll point at you. I'll point at you if I want to. Whatever. What kind of t-shirt do I need? Sue, if I need a t-shirt, I can make the damn t-shirt. Whatever kind I need, I'll make it. Don't spend any damn money on it. I literally, Steve can tell you, I did. Yeah, and I'm literally perfectly capable of making shirts. But anyway, Ben has no sound. I'm sorry, Ben. I don't know what's going on with brother, but you need to Ben reboot. Can someone please type in the chat for Ben reboot? Ben reboot. Anyway, all right. Enough of that one. Hey, guys. All right. So, update. You remember episode 18? I did the thing about Junie the cat. Hell, let's bring Junie up. Bear with me. We're going to bring Junie up. This is going to be the slowest. Junie. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm using OBS, so it's not real kind about me loading stuff in here sometimes. Hello, Junie. Y'all remember Junie? Huh? Remember that little rock star? Well, guess what? Yeah, that's right, Ben. Pull it together, bro, as Steve says. Ben Guerrero, you're about 30 minutes fine. Oh, that's what's going on. Good point, Twin Pines. Ben, pull the slider. Go wee. You can watch the rest of it later on your route, whenever you're doing stuff. Catch up with the rest of us. Come on, man. All right. Awesome Amy says, did they find Junie? Yes, they found Junie. And guess what? Junie's home. Yes, Junie's home. But which home? So, this dude, Mr. Gonzalez, we'll call him, not Speedy Gonzalez, even though he works for Amazon. He's a little shitbag. But is he? So, dude, they finally caught up with him. And his manager sent him a message, said, hey, come pick up your check before Monday. Pick up your check before Monday or Tuesday, which apparently is when his route was. Says, you're being terminated. And Amazon confirmed. They said, nope, this guy's no longer eligible to deliver packages on behalf of Amazon. Again, like I told you, I thought he was a contract worker. Most of those guys that are driving those vans and stuff like that are not Amazon actual employees. They're a contract company. So, and that's what this ended up being with him. So, anyway, he's not allowed to drive. So, good old Mr. Gonzalez, he claims that was his cat. Okay, now I don't know where to go with this one, guys. Wait for it. There's a whole lot of interesting shit with it. So he admits he has a cat, and contrary to what was said before about something involving his girlfriend or whatever, he claims he got the cat 5 years ago, and it has its own very distinct markings and facial features. Now, I'm not a cat person, but that's a typical... I hate this how when it goes backwards. That's not a tip. That's a typical looking tabby pattern. Okay? Has the little freaking M on the forehead. But he claims, oh, his forehead is very distinct. There's nothing distinct about that. And then he says the way the heads are. It's a very conforming tabby cat, okay? Again, not a cat expert, but, my daughter is, and, she loves freaking cats. I can take them or leave them. But do you guys see, damn it, do you guys see anything distinctly interesting or unique about this cat? So now I've made my judgment on that. Doesn't look unique to me. Now, so the lady that, quote, owned Junie, Brenda Wilson, she said, okay, hold on. Gonzalez said he had the cat for a couple years, and he had paperwork to show that he adopted it from an adoption shelter. And then Brenda Wilson, keep up with me. I know who's on first, guys, but we're going to get through this. Said she's had Junie for 5 years. Shit, I can't even keep the story straight, let alone help you guys keep it straight. So my apologies. Said she's had the cat for 5 years, and she disputes the fact that this is the same cat. Now, I'm going to side with her when he says that, has unique features. There's nothing unique about this. It's a very stereotypical cat. Any of you cat lovers in here, please chime in and tell me if I'm freaking wrong. And then if we go back to the video, and I can load the video, but I'm not going to, bore you all with it. I think most of you in here already saw it on episode 18. If not, go back to episode 18 and look at it. Dude picks up the cat like, oh, hey, kitty. Da, 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 da. Not like, oh my God, Junie. Or hold on. What did he say that the name of his... Said Gonzalez insisted the animal's name is not Junie, saying his family never settled on a name, but has been leading towards Spartan. Come on, that don't look like a freaking Spartan. Spartans are badasses. That's just a cat. Although cats are little miniature killers. But anyway, so guys, this is just a big giant shit show. So currently Gonzalez has a cat. There aren't many charges filed, even though there's direct evidence, and he admitted that he took the cat off the freaking porch, and it's very evident that, that cat was at least under temporary custody, whatever you want to call it, Brenda Wilson's. But I don't know, man. The catnapper has currently got custody of the cat, and there haven't been any criminal charges filed, but the sheriff's office says they're still investigating it. I'm not sure what that means. I feel sorry for any of the if any deputy, any investigator, anybody that has to deal with this property crime, because that's what it comes down to. I mean, we love our animals and everything else, guys, but that's it. Little Spartan Junie Spartan. Spartan Junie, which came first, the chicken or the egg, or the Junie or the Spartan. But anyway, the cat's safe and in the care, custody, control of Mr. Gonzalez catnapper. And so he just says he didn't do anything bad, and since rightful home where it belongs, and he had got the cat for his daughter. So I don't know. Y'all be the judge, jury, whatever. It's a big freaking mess. I was just reporting on an Amazon guy that stole a cat and it's turned into a Maury Povich, "No, you're not the father" episode or some kind of crap. So, yeah, great point, Twin Pines. If the cat was chipped, debate is over. And if it came from a humane society, it should be chipped. That's a really excellent point. Twin Pines, why don't you go get a hold of the local sheriff's office and go investigate this for him, because I think you have the solution to it. Because every animal that comes out of every shelter that I know, and he showed his little paperwork, and they had a picture of it in the New York Post, update with it. So, yeah, I think this is easily solvable. Somebody needs to spend 5 minutes, so I quit spending 5 hours talking about this. So, anybody want to buy me a plane ticket to go resolve this? I'll start to GoFundMe. Keep me safe. Anyway, I digress. How do we end up on the racist girl again? I don't know. Okay. If that hasn't been enough fun, let's see. Chipped and fixed, as Awesome Amy says. Yep, I think y'all got that. I think y'all got that squared away. So now let's move from California. Let's go over to Georgia now. Kennesaw, Georgia. The man's recovering after he was shot 4 times by someone who knocked on his door disguised as a delivery driver. How was he disguised as a delivery driver? Says the shooter went to the door and was holding a box covering his face. Impromptu prop, by the way. So, why the hell would you ever answer your okay? Why would the hell would you ever answer your door when somebody's covering their face? Guys, where did the parenting come in? Come on, Georgia, do better. Don't live up to your... Man, all my family's from the South, and y'all give Southerns a very strong stereotype when you do crap like this. And I don't even know what to do with it half the time because of this kind of stupidity. So, dude answers the door, and he was shot 4 times through the box. Bang, 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 bang. Was that 4? Anyway. And shot through the box. That's pretty impressive, but it didn't kill the dude. And so he takes off, blah, blah, blah. He goes to the hospital. He's recovering from his wounds because guy decided to shoot him through the box because I guess he wanted to keep his face concealed because it was the guy's ex-girlfriend. I mean, the guy's ex-boyfriend. Girl's ex... Damn it. Hold on. The current girlfriend of the dude who got shot, her ex-boyfriend... Damn, I made that difficult. Her ex-boyfriend is now arrested in connection with the shooting. So it still hasn't been disclosed whether he's the shooter or not the shooter. But moral of the story is, this is bad for delivery people because it just brings up, more care and concern, and it brings up a lot of potential dangers for delivery drivers. Is that all of a sudden everybody's going to think, everybody's a freaking shooter. But yeah, if you're not expecting something, don't be a dumbass and answer your door, particularly if they're concealing their face, guys. So, anyway, I just thought this was really weird, and it's really sad that our people are continuing to use, delivery workers as a means to accomplish their goal to attempt to destroy someone in this case. So, anyway, Awesome says, I'm always prepared, but I don't answer my door ever unless you've called ahead of time. Yeah, exactly. What about pizza delivery people, Amy? Do you answer for unknown pizza delivery people? Let's see. Basu says, I disconnected my doorbell. Exactly. That's the answer to it. But then you get these stupid VivNet people that still bang the hell out of your door, even if you put all the do not disturb, do not solicit, do not this and that. Between them and the Seventh-day Adventists, I don't know who are worse. But anyway, guys, don't answer your damn doors. Quit making life rough on delivery workers. They got enough of a shit job anyway. If you're going to go do something stupid, don't do that to them. So, anyway, let's see what else we got. All right. Well, let's go on to our next one. This one's got a nice little sound bite to go with this one, y'all. Okay. The continued issues continue. I really want this one to play. We're going to try one more time. All right, there we go. I think we got it going. Says YouTube is not responding. We're blaming YouTube for this one, not me. All right. We're going to bring this guy up. And I'm going to probably freeze. Nothing plays well with OBS, Steve. All right. We got this pillar. All right, Robert. Good job, man. Go make some money. All right. So we got this guy. Our next pillar of society. Is he a macho man or a nacho man? I don't know. But so police in Mississippi arrested this guy. And I don't know. I have a little bit of a hard time being too judgmental on this guy. Yep, be safe out there, Robert. Great point. Awesome, Amy. So this guy, do you side with the Taco Bell, or do you side with the delivery driver? I think y'all know, getting ready to get an idea where this one is going. So police in Mississippi arrested that dude because he allegedly, even though it's on video, threw a cash register at a Taco Bell employee. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. I've probably had dreams of sitting there, and another reason I don't do DoorDash and any of that other stuff because of Taco Bell. I've had dreams about doing this, but John Beal decided, screw it. He said he was pissed because he arrived at the Taco Bell to pick up the order, but it wasn't ready yet. John, are you freaking new? Has anybody ever been to a Taco Bell? Okay, I think once I went to a Taco Bell, and it was cold because it had been sitting there for 12 hours, and they doubled up the order to get me to take the stupid thing. But John, are you new at this? Of course it's not ready. It's freaking Taco Bell. So on one side, I'm like, John, you're an idiot for getting mad and throwing the cash register at him. But on the other hand, I mean, I went into a DoorDash, a Taco Bell, and went, holy crap. There was a Taco Bell that I delivered to or picked up from, and they knew how to shut me up. They'd give me a taco and stick a freaking cup in my hand and go, it's going to be a couple minutes. Now, they knew how to deal with it, so I didn't mind it. I got some dinner and, took it as some break time. But yeah, you don't do Taco Bell orders. Oh, come on, John. Do better, man. Learn how this gig work game works, man. So apparently he left the business, and then they found him in the parking lot and took him into custody. So point number 2, John, or anybody else starting to do this. Number 1, don't throw cash registers at the Taco Bell employees because their job sucks too. So we're all in the same boat. But John, don't stay on scene after you've thrown a cash register at somebody and wait for your next freaking order. Go across the street to Del Taco or wherever the hell. But don't stay on scene after you've committed a violent crime like that. You're gonna get caught. They'll catch up with you later anyway. But yeah, they caught up with him sitting in the parking lot, and I guarantee he was sitting here going, "Oh, I'm sitting here waiting so I can collect my cancellation, or I don't take my hit on my cancellation." John, take your hit on the freaking cancellation. Get out of there. Whether you did or didn't throw the cash register at the employee, but the employee in the cash register didn't do anything, so you're just harming yourself on this. This is stupid. Anyway, all right, what does the chat got to say? Out in Taco Bell. Yeah, he was crashing out for sure. Bubba Sue says, don't go to Taco Bell. Yeah, Bubba Sue knows. Oh my gosh, somebody's blowing up my phone, and I didn't turn the volume down. Sorry, y'all. They're on my ban list. Yep, me too, Sue. Abso-freaking-lutely. When I was doing that, I was like, no Taco Bell. I mean, the only thing worse than that is Chipotle. I mean, if you went from, and maybe that was it. Maybe he went from, Chipotle, land of please kill me, I accepted a Chipotle order, to I'm going to go postal because I took a Taco Bell order. I don't know. White Castle forever. I love White Castle, but I've only done food delivery in Colorado, so I have no idea how that is with them. But I don't know. I'd wait all day for some White Castle, but I'd probably sit around there and order too much of it and get fat, dumb, and happy. So yeah, Steve has it right. Damn it, John, do better, man. So get it right. If you're gonna do dumb gig crimes, do them right. All right. Now we're going from Georgia. Now we're going to move over to Tennessee while we're going state by state and taking our little tour tonight. Tennessee has introduced a bill. Here we go. Now we're starting to get into legislation stuff. When you come into my show, you're going to get some legislative stuff, guys. That is what it is. It's important shit. We're going to try and make this little fun in the process, but it's kind of interesting. So Tennessee wants to make it illegal in a new bill where you have to both be a citizen and be able to speak and do a written exam to get your driver's license and register your vehicle. So what do y'all think about that? I'm kind of torn. I mean, Colorado, you don't have to have a driver's license, and so you'd have to produce a driver's license to be able to register your vehicle. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that because I don't know. That one just feels kind of weird, and maybe somebody can help me fill in the gap on it. But Why do I have to have a driver's license to register a vehicle? Because I can insure a vehicle that I'm not registered to, a rental car, for example, or any other vehicle. I can get insurance for it and drive that vehicle. So I don't know. That was a little weird. It just sits weird with me. I know it shouldn't, but it does. So, anyway, but yeah, you have to be able to read and write English language, get a driver's license, register your vehicle. So, again, what do y'all think about that? Bubba Sue says 100%. So, state lawmakers say the concerns are getting people are getting behind the wheel without proper documentation, and it's a safety issue for Tennessee drivers. I don't disagree with that. I think there's a whole lot of illegals, but I don't know if it's going to change anything, particularly here in Colorado. Down in Colorado Springs, there was the Academy Driving School got busted for helping people that didn't speak English or couldn't drive worth a shit. They were giving them literally just a go around the block driver's test and saying, "Oh, you passed. Go, next door or across the way in the parking lot, literally, to get your driver's license." They got busted for that. So I don't disagree with that portion of it. You do need to be able to have a driver's license and do rideshare or even food delivery. You need to be able to speak and read the English language, because everything here, 99% of it, unless you go down the Mexican food aisle in Walmart, is in English. So no English. But now they're wanting to tighten things up. So one of the legislators for now said this is an important step in tightening the noose around the illegal immigration issue. I don't know if that's the appropriate terminology to use, but there we are. That's what we got with it. So it's really important for the safety of Tennesseans to be able to make it as difficult as possible. Hopefully that discouragement by not being able to get that license will discourage them from driving. Oh, bullshit. That's not going to happen. And that is a figment of your imagination. All right. And furthermore, being able to read and write the English language, is that fair to your neighboring Kentuckians and West Virginians that want to move to Tennessee? Okay, I know. That was way out of line. Still funny. It's because it's a stereotype, doesn't mean it's not true. But anyway, I understand the point of it, but who's this newest titer? Yeah, wrong wording for sure, Bubba Sue, especially from a southern state. That's a bad choice of words, but maybe for them it wasn't. I don't know. But meanwhile, we had this Chattanooga immigration lawyer, Terry Olson. Can y'all guess what side he's on? He said, this law will put the state back in history. No, I think that other statement will put the state back in history, but not the law. I think that's a very, forward, let's control this problem law. Said, I would like to think everyone understands to think that we're changing 30 years of growth. So see, he caught the innuendo with that, but again, that was not what they were trying to explain. There's no growth in that. He says he disagrees with the claim that drivers must be able to speak English safely to drive. Okay. That's a legitimate sign. What is that in? That's a real street sign. What language is that in? habla español? That's not a street sign. That's a construction sign. Good old OSHA told them they had to do that crap. Now, I probably screwed up my entire audio moving that thing. But anyway, street signs are in English. We don't have bilingual street signs, dude. Says he disagrees with the claim drivers read and speak English. Also says traffic driving signals are based on colors and internationally known. Oh, good. So stop. That's about the only one. I don't know. But what about left turn, no U-turn? That is those no U-turn, one way. When is a one-way sign? It has an arrow with it. But if you don't know this says one way, you're not going to know that that's a one-way sign. And so then you go and turn the wrong direction. You go and kill some freaking, family of Amish people in their buggy that were cruising down the road the right direction in Pennsylvania. So, no, this is stupid that they want to do something like that. Anyway, a night of ranting is what this is all about, guys. All right, ready to get your science hats on? I'm not sure that I am, but we're going to make an attempt at this anyway. So, oh, there's my prop. So we got a couple things. Somebody posted on Reddit about streetlights, and I made a post on here about not on I did make it here on YouTube, and I did on a couple other places, but about blue streetlights. Have anybody seen the streetlights turn blue? And wondered what the hell that's all about. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't have the blue streetlights sign. But anyway, have you guys all ever seen the blue lights? And whenever they sometimes turn blue. So Awesome Amy's asking what's Reddit, says Steve, Rideshare Rodeo. So there's a whole bunch of different opinions with it. Awesome Amy wonders, is it deflected light? Actually, no. And we'll get to that in a second. It's actually the exact opposite about some of the problems with it. But no, they truly turn blue. A lot of people think it's because of they're more energy efficient, they're safer for wildlife, they're used to raise awareness for domestic violence. Somebody commented on one of my posts that they thought it might be to back the blue. People have said that it's designated to make drug use more difficult. I don't know. Stop loitering. There's a whole plethora of urban legends behind this. And so, Robert, you don't want to get me caught on the co-op, because they shouldn't be a preferred rideshare for anybody, because they're exempt from the safety bill. And I think that's completely criminal, that they should be held to the same standard as everybody else from the safety standpoint. And we're going to talk about this and why I actually agree with Jennifer Wilford for once. But the co-op being exempt from any safety legislation, any safety bills, any safety at all is a huge problem. So, Robert, love you like a brother, man, but I am not doing anything to support the co-op on this channel until they want to start making rideshare safer, and they need to make things less safe. So anyway, done on that one, but let's get back to talking about the blue lights. So, and not for any of those reasons. Anybody have, it's kind of interesting. So these headlights. Anybody put LED headlights in there? And see, even they show that they're kind of blue, and they do. They give off a blue tinge. And what do y'all think about that whenever you're driving at night or early in the morning and you got LED headlights, blaring at you? Or are you using LED headlights? And yep, those are my LED. Those are the headlights that I replaced to put LED headlights in my vehicle. And so they sorry, I got sidetracked with the chat there for a second. So what's really going on, and we're going to nerd out here for a second. So anybody with that likes to nerd out on science, or has kids that like to nerd out on science, we're going to talk about what really happens with these blue lights. It's actually because of cheap manufacturing or poorly manufactured or poorly designed lights. They truly are a blue LED, but they're covered in yellow phosphorus. So anybody has ever seen those things coming, as the headlights coming at you, and they have a blue kind of look to them, even though they're white? It's because they're actually a blue LED and they're coated in yellow phosphorus to make them white. That's going to go beyond the science. That is the limit of the scientific explanation that I'm going to give you with it. But blue and yellow phosphorus make white. I don't know how, because you're missing yellow, or you're missing red and green in the color spectrum. But whatever, it gives a visual appearance of a full spectrum, being all colors to create white. So, Amy says she dislike the brightness of LED headlights. I hate them. So do you hate brightness as a driver, or do you hate the brightness as someone with them, as a driver of a vehicle, or a driver as a vehicle coming at you? Because I will tell you, yes, and 80% of the people surveyed don't like LED headlights coming at them, and they're actually not any brighter. They feel like they're bright, but there's here we go. We're going to get into the scientific explanation. Oh my gosh. Bubba Sue got her color wheel out and said blue and yellow make green. Well, yellow phosphorus and blue LEDs make white. So anyway, all right, let's bring this up here real quick here. And so this is a kind of an LED light, and over on what I hope is the viewer's left shows one that is an LED bulb that is working. Okay, so you have the blue LED chip, and then you have the phosphor and silicone layer. Again, the silicone is what makes the yellow phosphorus adhere to one another. So the other image on the other side, which has that purple halo to it, that's whenever it starts degrading, and the silicone layer starts delaminating or breaking apart, whatever you want to call it, and then it starts creating it allows the blue light to illuminate from it. So that can be caused because either just the lamination is coming off because it was poorly constructed, or not put a lot of cost cutting into it. Holy crap, where did I all of a sudden forget how to talk? A lot of cost cutting into it, poor manufacturing, a lot of heat. It can happen in climates that get really hot, and particularly they stay hot at night, and so they overheat, and then that delamination occurs. But it's just stuff chipping off. There we go. I took 5 minutes of explanation and summed it down to stuff chipping off and the blue light's actually showing. So it's not as awesome as it sounds, I guess. But here's the other piece of it. I'm going to pull up another illustration for y'all. So in this one, now we're going to nerd out on some more science. And Steve, you can probably explain all of this much better than I can, Mr. Laser Dude, and particularly with how it affects the eye. But I'm gonna jump into this for a second. Kind of interesting about it, and then particularly when we start talking about the light and how it impacts the eyes. So we're gonna pull this out real quick. So we all know that UV light is bad for us in long-term exposures, and so here we have a picture of the eyeball, and so if you see that all the other light, whether it's UVB, UVA, that it all kind of comes in at an angle, but blue light comes directly straight in, where the rest of it gets refracted and kind of distorted and everything else. So that's why when you see those blue LED headlights, even though they're white, they still have a blue, that they're shooting directly into your eye. You're not getting a refraction, you're not getting a distortion. It's just going directly to the back of your eye and bouncing. They've done a whole lot of studies, and they can't find anything right now that shows where there's any long-term repercussions from it, but it does have a lot of short-term problems, including that the reflectivity, how you see reflectivity, because it's going directly into your eye, you get a whole lot of distortion of a whole lot of things. So when it's coming directly at you, that's a bad thing, and that's why you feel like you're blinded, because you are being blinded by it. So they've had a lot of conversation. The bulbs are, in most cases, when they exceed a certain number of lumens, they are illegal, but people are still buying them on Amazon and so on and so forth, and they continue to do it, and it's going to continue to be a problem. It's another reason I don't like driving at night or too early in the morning, because of having to look at that crap. So majority of the hours I work in the daylight, so I don't have to deal with it, and along with the obnoxious drunks. So anyway, let's look at the chat, see what we got going on there. I know we got some stuff with just some regular combo that you guys got going on, which is cool too. So let's see, they're putting an Organization Cup in the hottest jazz events of the summer. So, well, that's cool. We love some jazz music. Yeah, Steve, Telluride Jazz Festival, that's the biggest one for sure. Absolutely. I mean, you get all kinds of people. I mean, you get weird people that you wouldn't even expect. Like, I mean, Micah Martin Murphy, he pops into all kinds of stuff, but you wouldn't expect him at a jazz festival. But I know he's popped in sometimes too, even some of the local bars and things like that. So Twin Pines says light and pigment follow different rules for appearances, hence the red, green, and blue, magenta, cyan, yellow, primary. Oh my gosh. See, that's exactly it. Twin Pines Studio. If you want the super nerd out version, then read that, and if anybody understands that in English, please let me know. But anyway, Twin Pines, you're awesome, but that got too deep for me. All right, let's see. Little short on drivers in Telluride. That would be in Denver. Yeah, they're short. There are no drivers in Telluride, last I heard, Bob. But let's see. Color blindness. Oh, that's it. That's the question, is what do colorblind people, how do they see? But it's red-green colorblind, not blue. And so they're probably still seeing the blue with it, but yeah, that would be interesting how it gets interpreted with it. So all right. everybody hates Uber and Lyft, Bob, but when you want safety exemptions, that's where I got to kind of draw the line. But yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a great thing of what they're trying to accomplish, but you have to compromise safety to create an alternative platform. Can you get somebody to answer that question for me, Robert? And Steve and I'd love to have somebody come on Thursday with us, and we promise we'll be polite. We're going to ask very strong questions, but Robert, why don't you have Ken or one of the other, Ahmed, one of the other board of directors, Min's son, one of them, come join us on Thursday and explain why they feel that it's important to compromise the safety of passengers by having a lesser qualified driver program than Uber and Lyft. So, I mean, why should somebody want to take Driver Co-op Colorado whenever the co-op is a less safe option than Uber and Lyft, because Uber and Lyft are required to do background checks every 6 months, and Drivers Co-op Colorado is only required to do background checks every 5 years. Just curious. And they're not required to record their passengers. I know they have a dash cam requirement, Drivers Co-op Colorado does, but they're not doing an in-app recording requirement like Drivers Co-op or like Uber and Lyft are required by the new rideshare safety bill. So how can you advocate for a rideshare safety bill that you don't even want to, or you're not going to be in compliance for? I think that's a little hypocritical to sit there and lobby with Jennifer Wilford and all the rest of them for a rideshare safety transportation bill only because you're going to not be compliant with it. So anyway, I digress. That's exactly it. But yeah, please, Robert, get Ken, get one of them, get Isaac, get one of them on. Please have one of them come on. Let's have a discussion about this. They continue to ignore me, and or even if they want to, they don't want to be involved with me. If they only want to go on either Thursday, I will step out of Thursday with them, or if they want to go on just on Tuesday with Steve for his show, I'm perfectly fine with that. I just want somebody to provide some answers. It's not about me. It's answers to the driver community and to the passenger community. So there's my offer there. You're welcome to continue to tout Drivers Co-op in Colorado in the chat, but I'm going to tell the world the truth about Drivers Co-op Colorado. So, bring it on. And please continue to promote them, because I think they got some great things going on, but I also think they're horribly derailed in the process. So anyway, I know that, Robert, because I know you and I have talked independently. You've got my cell phone number. So, but, seriously, man, if you can get them to come on, have them come on. And that's exactly where we're at. And I'm really glad that you're getting rides, because, I know you're one of those committed people to the co-op. And if you and some of the other people were running the co-op, Robert, I think it'd be absolutely fine. But the way they're doing it, they're running it into the ground, brother. So thank you for sticking in here and listening to that, Robert. Because, most people would abandon and run away with their tail between their legs. So respect to you, brother. Anyway, all right. So that's what's going on with those photo LEDs. It's not some cool little thing trying to support some organization or some cause or whatever. It's because the municipalities are buying cheap crap and installing them, and then they prematurely fail. So it's kind of cool, but kind of not. Robert, I was the president of the co-op. So if Steve going by they won't do anything, bro. I mean, I hear what you're saying. So everybody that's not seeing the chat, that's listening on the podcast, Robert, who's a driver for Drivers Co-op Colorado, and I love the dude. He's a great guy, and we've had some great conversation over the phone. But he made a comment saying for either Steve or I don't know, to go by the office on South Parker Road to talk to any of the drivers, any of our riders who won't go by anybody else. I'm tired of proving I get enough height on night crawlers. Well, you're gonna get what you get, bro. I mean, you promote something where there's flaws. I mean, it's like, I don't care. I tell Elon Musk he's an idiot with his FSD. So you think that Drivers Co-op Colorado is going to be immune from me pointing out the flaws? Hell no. I mean, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is educate the people and give them a different perspective of it, because the optics are skewed whenever you only listen to one side. And I'm not saying that my optics are always clear, but I guarantee I've done my research and I have a reason for my opinion. So that's it. And yeah, Daniel, you're an amazing dude too. And if it was you, Robert, and some of the other people running the co-op, I think it'd be an amazing freaking success. And you guys are the only reason that I still have any attachment to the co-op, is because of you amazing people. It's the people that are amazing, but there's some amazingly ignorant people that are running that. And you both have told me that, so don't tell me differently. So that's how it is. Have them on, get them on Steve's podcast. If you don't want, if they get them to come on here. Daniel, I know you love the camera, bro. You've been on, so go. You want to come on? Let's come talk about the co-op, bro. But bring the facts, because I've been on the inside. You tried to get on the inside and couldn't get on the inside, man. They stopped you from getting on the inside. I think you'd have done amazing things trying to get on the inside, but I think you'd hit obstacles that you probably wouldn't have been ready for, because I wasn't ready for some of the obstacles that happened. You guys are awesome. I'm serious, man. This is the kind of conversations I want to have with this, is, we don't always have to agree. And yeah, you guys are getting a lot of rides. You guys are doing awesome, but you're doing your thing. You guys are separate from the machine, we're going to call it, of the co-op, because man, if there's not a machine, if there's a machine, it is the co-op management. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. That machine is going to run the co-op into the ground. You guys are the only ones that are keeping it alive with your guerrilla marketing and everything else you're doing. So they won't go on. They won't make formal requests to me, man. So no, you guys are absolutely freaking awesome. And I've literally told many people, that, and Steve knows, Steve, so this is two of these people are two of the strongest people on that group that I told you that I still am part of. And they're the reason that I'm part of that, is because I love seeing their inspiration. And this is what, if the co-op is ever going to survive, this is what it's about, is because of people like Robert and people like Daniel, not because of the clowns that are at the front of the circus. If they can defeat the clowns, the co-op's going to survive. Otherwise, the co-op's going to run out of money from the Candyman, and then they're going to be left to beg for nothing, and then leave all these poor drivers, these awesome people like Robert and Daniel, in the cold. So, co-op, you want to come on? Let's have a conversation. My podcast, Steve's podcast, or on Thursday with Steve and I promise you it'll be professional and constructive, just like I am with Daniel and Robert. These guys haven't run away, so don't run away. Be like them. Let's talk about the issues. So anyway, I don't know if I even want to keep, I think I'm kind of running out of steam here. I don't even think I want to go into any eVTOL stuff tonight. But guys, you're absolutely awesome. Love every single one of you. We've made it to episode 20, and it's thankful to awesome people like you, even the ones that we can agree to disagree with respectfully, like Daniel and Robert. Every single one of you are freaking awesome. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you haven't, listen to the podcast if you didn't catch all of it, or listen to the replay. And see you guys all on Thursday with Steve and I, 8 Eastern. And then I'll be back for episode 21 with Steve, my first guest. And y'all are awesome. Be safe, make lots of money, have fun, y'all. Good night.